Hello everyone and welcome back to This Is Real Life. I'm your host Sheri, and on today's Real Life Friday video, I'm going to give you an update on last Friday's Real Life Friday video. First and foremost, let me thank each and every one of you that commented on last Friday's video. You do not even know how helpful you guys all were. You talked me off the ledge, and I am here to confirm, based on your comments, that I am not the bad neighbor. I know, you guys convinced me. I am not the bad neighbor. My yards aren't as shitty as I thought they were. And you guys had a lot of helpful tips when it came to what size stock tank, what I should do with my yards, everything. I read them all, and I also replied to all of your comments, which pretty good, if you ask me. I really, from the bottom of my heart, before we get well into this video, I do want to thank you guys so much. I mean, honestly, remember how I was like in last Friday's video, it was like, I wish I had somebody to just tell me what to do. Well, I had a ton of somebodies telling me what to do because of you guys and your helpful comments. You really did help me out tremendously. Like, you just don't even know. I'm serious. Like, a couple of you were like, stop stressing out about it. And you really did talk me off the ledge, because I don't know if you could tell from last Friday's video, but I was in a real bad way. I didn't know if I was coming or going. So many decisions, everything rolling around in my head. I just couldn't figure it out. And then I sat down and I read all of your comments, and then it was just like a light came on, and I know exactly what I'm going to do. I have a new, renewed, revived outlook on not only this house, but on this neighborhood, my yards, everything. I'm in a way better headspace, and it is because of every single one of your comments. Not joking, not saying it to make you guys feel good at all. I am being honest and truthful. This is a Real Life Friday video, and this is real life, and I'm telling you, if you can't tell already how much happier and more positive I am, I will prove it to you throughout the rest of this video. So a lot has happened since last Friday's video. Decisions have been made, progress has been going. I've been totally doing shit. I haven't been sitting around feeling sorry for myself. I've been up, I've been working, making the plans, making the purchases, making it all happen. It's all happening, people, and I cannot wait to give you guys the full update and the full rundown of everything. But first, before we get into all of that, I have a little special surprise for you for this Real Life Friday video, and you're gonna die because I died. It's all happening. This is Real Life with Sheri's like really coming up in the world. We're not sponsored, nothing like that, but I did get sent something, and I think it's pretty cool. Okay, so along with me getting my front and my backyard organized, I have a little special side treat today. I know, it's crazy. The hits just keep coming. I got an email from the lovely people at Easoger. I may be mispronouncing that, but I don't think that I am. The email says, "Greetings. I am a beach canopy Amazon seller. I watched your YouTube videos and found that you are very interested in outdoor products." True dat, I am. We have a new, cool-looking beach canopy that you might be interested in reviewing. It has 8 sandbags and 4 aluminum poles for strong wind resistance and portability. So they sent me the link. It's a 10 by 10 beach canopy, but you don't have to go to the beach to use it. I'm not going to the beach. I'm gonna use it in my hot-ass backyard right now. It says 6.5 feet tall, easy setup, outdoor beach shade with 3 sand shovels and 1 portable travel bag for beach camping fun. The price on Amazon is listed at $129. So when I looked it up, I wrote them back and said, hell yeah, you want to send me a canopy? I'll test it out. And they did. I am going to put up this canopy in my backyard right over there. We're going to see, is it easy enough for one person to set up on their own? Does it create a lot of shade? Am I any cooler underneath this canopy right here or that canopy that we're gonna put out there? We're gonna see if it's cute, all of those things, and is it worth $129. Now, I will tell you that this canopy that looks like dog shit and belongs in a tailgate, a bad tailgate, let's just say that. It is ugly as all get out. And the fold up of this one, not portable at all. It basically comes in a black bag, has 2 wheels on it like a travel suitcase, but it's almost as tall as me and it's heavy as shit. So let's take a look at the canopy Easoger sent me. This is the box right here. Very lightweight, very small, much different than how this canopy that I'm sitting under right now came packaged. I'll tell you that right now. Let's open the box. It has a very cute travel tote. This is nice. Seriously, if I were going to the beach, 100%. This is so cute, so small, so compact. I mean, travel-wise, the packaging does matter, but really, the proof is gonna be in putting up the canopy. We have setup instructions. Now, unlike this canopy I'm sitting under, you know, tailgate canopy pop-up tent fabric. This is very interesting. It's like bathing suit material. It's very stretchy, very lightweight, very nice indeed. So we have this big piece of fabric. Then we have matching shovels. So now these shovels are for when you are at the beach, you don't have to use the stakes. The legs of this, from what I gather from the picture, are attached to the top and they're made out of that stretchy fabric. But this is one of the legs and it has a pocket. If you're at the beach, you would take your little sand shovel and fill this pocket with sand, and that's what's gonna weigh your canopy down to the ground so it doesn't fly away. So you don't even have to bring like a hammer or anything to the beach with you. You just use nature's gift of sand and fill these pockets up. And what's super cute is they didn't give you just one, they gave you 3. So in case you leave one at the beach or you lose one or what have you. Plus, hello, kids making sandcastles using these. You don't have to pack a bunch of sand toys, I'm just saying. We also have stakes for if you would like to use it not at the beach, like I'm going to use here on my lawn. And then we have a bunch of packets of poles with feet at the bottom, I guess. I don't know. We're gonna have to read about this when I set it up. These are very lightweight aluminum poles, so everything's very easy to carry. Let me go in the blazing hot sun and let's get this set up. Okay, so out in the heat, man. This chick is all by herself in these pictures and she's got her bikini on and she is smiling, happy, setting up her Easoger canopy. So let's get to it. Choose an empty place, which I love. It's like, get away from me, all you annoying kids. I'm trying to lay out. So this is my empty place. There's seams, so I'm assuming the seams would go to the ground. There's a lot of fabric here. These are our little leg pieces. Get all my leg pieces. Boom. Okay, done. Now what? Use the included sand shovel to fill the 8 sandbags. I'm not in the sand. After the pole is assembled, choose a suitable position on the tent and tie up with elastic rope. So, all right, I'm just gonna have to wing it. This ball right here touches the canopy so that you don't puncture the fabric. So I'm assuming once you have the fabric touching this thing, then this goes over it and this tightens around the fabric. Take our bungee cord and wrap that around and then tighten this up. So far it's pretty easy. I just wish they included instructions on what to do with the... Oh, don't worry, it's all coming to me. There's little loops in the legs that I'm sure wrap around the stakes. So let's get all of our legs into our corners and then we'll start to hammer it into the ground. Putting up the poles and attaching them to the fabric, super easy. I think it took me like less than a minute. So now, because we're not at the beach, we're gonna use these stakes. Now there are 2 stakes per corner. They want you to like screw it into the ground, which I think my grass is pretty hard. So I got a hammer just in case, but I don't wanna break these. So this pole doesn't go into the ground. It just like rests on the ground. This is what's gonna go into the ground. So you're gonna stick this through and then this comes up like this to hold that in place. Oh, it's getting windy, just like at the beach. This shit's gonna fly away from me and go into my neighbor's yard, I have a feeling. I'm gonna screw it. I said screw it. My dirt's pretty hard. I wish that these weren't here and this was more like a stake so I could hammer it a little easier. I get why those are there because they don't want the stake to just pop out of the ground if it was slickery, but I don't think I can get this into my ground without a lot of work. So let me work at this for a second and let's see if I can get this in any easier. So it took me a little minute. Palms of my hands are a little bit sore because my ground is so rough. So I have done all of the 4 things, and then I just went and re-looked at the picture. At the beach, the girl has her pole and then she has the 2 blue fabric legs out like a teepee. I didn't do that, so I hope this is fine. I put my blue legs pretty close together thinking the pole would go right in the middle, but we'll see. Let's stand up the poles and see what the shit happens. Getting this to stay without falling over is gonna be tricky, and also could have to do with the fact that I did not teepee out my blue legs, and if I have to unscrew them and re-screw them into the ground again, I'm gonna be real mad about it. That one seems good. Let's go back to that corner. Don't you fall! Oh, it wants to fall. It wants to fall in the wind. Maybe this isn't a one-person job. Davis is home. Maybe I should go get him. Hold, please. So I pulled Davis out of his room, and basically it's really easy. It just stretches up. Like, make it go up and down, not angled. Oh no, there's a rip right here.
That's not very good.
No, it's not very good. Okay, see if you can get that one. Ah, see, your other one's falling. Uh-oh. This is turning out to be a shit show. I think we might need to unscrew them and do them more at a teepee, though.
Yeah.
Get that one, get that one! Ah! Ah! It's wobbly. It's wobbling. Adjust that one.
This is supposed to be way bigger than how you have it. Well, it has to be redone and done the right way.
Oh, snap. Okay, Davis, since you said it has to be redone the right way, guess who gets to redo it the right way? So once we have it done the right way, we'll check back in. Okay, so Davis and I have really stretched it out. It is stretched. Like, if you're at the beach, you need to clear away 7 families to get this set up and stretched out as far as you need, or be the first person on the beach so you have all of the beach room to get this set up. Now, on the beach, it would go much faster than hand screwing into this hard ground, but Davis, you love these stakes.
Yeah, they're cool.
He likes
I like that they screw in.
He loves that they screw in. It does make it a little bit easier. The only thing that really is bothering me is that hole right there. It just looks like the stitching came out of the seam. Eventually, I would probably want to re-sew that because I don't want this hole to get any bigger than it is since we're stretching the shit out of this fabric. But, Davis.
Straight up.
Straight up?
Yeah.
Straight up now, tell me. I can't, it's so stretched. If we went too far based on your recommendation and we have to do these again, I'm going inside.
I think, no, I don't think it was too stretched at all.
Okay. Well, I'm worried I'm gonna rip it.
Don't be, it's stretchy.
Okay. Ooh, okay, look. Things are
Yourself.
coming together, people. Dun, 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 dun. It's up.
It could also probably be even wider, I think. This is still really loose, but, I mean, if you're at the beach.
Yeah, if you're at the beach, you don't, I mean, Davis would definitely stand up. But actually,
I'm the middle pole.
you're the middle pole. It's kind of cool under here. I'm not gonna lie.
The fact that it's all super shady and covered, yeah.
I don't know, something about this fabric, like it doesn't feel hot and it's been laying on the ground for a while. It feels super cool. Now for a tailgate, I don't think so much. But for the beach, you're lounging right here. You don't want to be in the sun anymore. You got your lounger, your beach towel. This is perfect, I think. Don't you think, Davis?
Yeah, well now that you know how to set it up, you definitely could have done it by yourself.
By myself, for sure. For sure. And at the beach, it would have been way easier. Just fill those legs with sand. The worst part about it was drilling in the stakes. But how do you feel about it?
It's definitely cool.
Yeah, it's definitely like cool as in
cool temperature-wise and cool, like I just think it's a neat thing.
Yeah, it is a pretty neat thing. I wouldn't do tailgate. This is nowhere to be like, unless you're really short. It's not that kind of a canopy because this middle doesn't go up. But knowing you're gonna be like low to the ground, loungers, little chairs, ice chest full of beer. I think this is perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Thanks for your help. Just chilling under my canopy in the shade. Drinking a strawberry lemonade, truly. This canopy is surprisingly easy to set up. I would show you that one. It is a shit show. When I used it for pole camp last year, it took like 3 or 4 of us to set it up. This canopy for sure is a one-person job, for sure. Now that I have it all figured out. For sure, stretches bigger than a 10 by 10. Right now, I think the reason why it's still a little bowy in the middle, not that it's supposed to peak up, it is supposed to be flat, but I have it as a rectangle and not a square. I just ran out of room to go wide with it, so I'm much longer stretched this way than I am this way. So I feel like if I had more room in this backyard, it would do away with the little dippy down that's happening in the middle. But actually, I'm sitting on just my normal outdoor chair. My head's not even near it. And it is, I wouldn't go as far to say as it's like, oh, when I sit in the shade under that canopy, this is way cooler. No, it's cool sitting in the shade here. It's cool sitting in the shade over here. I do agree with the ease of setting this up. I love how compact it is and how lightweight it is. Now, the true thing is, do I think it is worth $129? I don't think anything's worth $129, to be quite honest with you. Like that canopy I bought, I know I spent a lot of money on it. How much is that? I should Google that. Upon searching the Googles, you can get a canopy, a 12 by 12, similar to the pop-up one that I purchased, for anywhere between like $120, $140. They have more expensive ones that are like $189, but why? So I feel like for this 10 by 10, which is definitely bigger than 10 by 10 for sure. But let's say you could probably stretch this out to a 12 by 12, which is exactly what that is. So price per foot, this is no more expensive than buying this pop-up tent. Now, this pop-up tent is what you would want to have if you were doing tailgates all the time. Something like this would not work for you in a tailgate sort of a situation. However, if you frequent the beach a lot, if you have a lake near your town where you can set up something like this, put some chairs, keep the kids in the shade, I say this is a pretty good deal. It's no more expensive than any other tent, and the nice thing about this is it is super compact and super lightweight. Yeah, if you're looking for something like this, I don't think this is a bad situation. And I do like that the wind kind of comes through this fabric because it does keep it pretty cool, like air circulating through here. So I'm not mad about it. I am a little disappointed that mine did come with a hole in it right there that I'm gonna have to sew up. But other than that, I say it's good. Now remember, this is not sponsored by Easoger. They just asked if they could send this to me so that I could test it out, and I said, hell yes. So I have nothing to gain, nothing to lose. I don't owe them anything. This is my complete, honest opinion on this canopy. And I would say, yeah, if I lived by the beach or went to the lake a whole bunch of times, I'd get this one in a jiffy. It's so easy to set up. It's so easy to set up, and it's so compact. It makes pop-up tents, makes me want to scream at them. I hate that tent. I mean, I like it because it's nice and tall and it's creating shade, but the look of it and how hard it was to set up and how hard it is to cart around, that's heavier than shit. That weighs like 2 dead bodies worth of weight. This one, super light. I love it. Thank you, Easoger, for sending it to me. I think this is great. And I'll put the link to their Amazon store down below if you're interested. Again, not sponsored. I have nothing to gain from this. If you like this type of a canopy and you want to buy one, I've tested this one and it works pretty good. I am going to leave it up overnight and into tomorrow because I'm going to do a little bit of work back here. So we'll see. Is it going to make it through the night? It gets pretty windy. Hopefully, when I wake up in the morning, I don't come back to everything just on the ground. Everybody, fingers crossed. Now, as I'm sitting under here enjoying it more, the sun has shifted. Just been sitting here drinking my Truly. For the most part, it's still pretty shady. But as I was sitting under here enjoying the coolness of it, I was thinking to myself, I really do wish there was a center pole. I wish they would have provided one more of these guys with a little ball on top, maybe even one hair taller, to put up in the center. I know this is more of a beach canopy and it's meant for you to be sitting underneath, not to be like standing up, like barbecuing for a tailgate. I totally get that. However, to make it a little bit more multi-use for those of us who don't necessarily live by a beach or a lake and want to use something like this for a tailgate or camping or something where we can maybe set up a buffet table. I'm just saying a center pole to lift that center up so that you can actually walk under it would be money. I would pay $129 all day if there was a center pole, just because I feel like it would be more multi-use that way. It is so easy. I mean, the ease of setting this thing up is so easy, especially once I figured out, like, stretch it out far. It is huge. I'm thinking at the beach, I mean, this takes up a lot of real estate. So you might have to invite the family that's sitting over there to come under your canopy with you. Like, you could for sure fit 2 families worth of kids under this thing and keep them in the shade. So if there was a center pole, I'm just saying, so that we could use this in more places than just the beach or the lake, that would be ideal. Now, again, mine's a little more dippy down because I don't have it super stretched out wide-wise. It's supposed to be a square. Mine's set up more like a rectangle. It's just because of the space that I have here. But yeah, the setup is so easy. I can't get over it. And then I just kept picturing, like, oh my gosh, at the beach, it'd even be easier. Use those little shovels, fill up those little leg extensions with sand. Done and done. I do want to take you into the garage to show you how big the box is for that 12 by 12 pop-up, because as big as the box is, that's as big as the carrying case is. This little guy, smaller than a grocery tote and so lightweight compared to what that shit show came in. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with pop-up canopies. Maybe you even own some, but to cart them around and to set them up is not nearly as easy as this canopy. And I'm not like trying to talk this up, because believe me, there are some things that I'm not super thrilled about. And it's the center, really. I get the intended use, but I'm just saying we would never need to buy another one of those pop-up tents ever again if this guy had a center pole. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, I think it's great. So let me go in the garage. I will show you how big and how cumbersome it is. I mean, you can compare for yourself. Okay, so I threw the box away because it was just so big and so cumbersome. But don't worry, I had the carrying case. This is the bottom, and it has 2 wheels, just like a rolly cart suitcase, and 2 little kickstands. It zippers from the bottom, so you have to collapse the canopy, bring it all in, and then you have to try to feed this down and through. Then you gotta jump it on its side so you can get this underneath, and then you gotta zip it together. Look at how ginormous this is. This is how tall it is, like carrying a dead body. So when you've got it all in here, there's this little handle that you can like cart it around, but it is cumbersome. It takes up a ton of room. If you were packing for the beach, you're gonna have to toss out some beach chairs and your ice chest to fit this in your car. That's all I'm saying. Okay, enough about the canopy. I know that you guys are very excited and very anxious to see what has been going on since last we spoke. A lot of you gave some really good suggestions about the front lawn. A lot of you were like, just leave it, man. It's not as bad as you think. Just start watering it. It'll come back. Some of you had a really good suggestion, like, don't rip it out. Just put that weed tarp stuff over the top of it. Put river rock or bark or something on top of that. Believe me, I contemplated. However, the lawn is so much higher than the sidewalk. If I were to do that, anything that I put on top would just wash off into the sidewalk, and I didn't want that to happen. So Davis and I, and even John has come over and helped me. We have ripped out the entire front lawn. I know. I can't wait to show you. Okay, you're honestly gonna die right now. You're gonna die. So here it is. Here is the status of my front lawn. And let me tell you, the trees in this area have been growing here since 1954, and underneath all of this lawn was tons and tons of tree roots. Tons of tree roots. I did a pretty good job at getting them all out, except for some of the real thick ones like there and here. I didn't want to chop those. I mean, my trees are already suffering from all the roots that I did dig out. So I'm just gonna work around those roots and maybe build mounds, what have you. This is my last little pile of dirt and roots that I need to dispose of. For a lot of the roots, I chop them into nice sized pieces and I have them in my wood pile for kindling. So, you know, waste not, want not. The only thing I have left is to rip out there and then rip out along the street side. But then my lawn will be completely gone and I can start working on doing my path. I do need to dig down some of the dirt where my path is going to go because I need to make the path level with the sidewalk. That's probably going to be another pretty labor intensive thing to do, but I am going to do it. And then for the rest of the lawn area that's no longer a lawn, I'm just gonna do some drought tolerant plants. I have all that bark to spread, maybe bring in some river rocks. But as per your guys' instructions, I'm going for very, very simple. The bare minimum just to bring the curb appeal back, and then we're moving into the backyard because the backyard is where I'm gonna spend all my time. Okay, you got to admit that front yard's pretty impressive. And it didn't take us too terribly long. I think one day on the weekend and then like one day after work. The three of us made quick work of it. So it wasn't as bad as I made it out to be. It wasn't easy, but it wasn't as bad. And after work, when the sun was down and it was cooler outside, it was actually really nice. We had a little system going. Davis would like get the pointy shovel and like slice in a strip. John would slice out that strip and then I would come in and get all the roots out. We actually ended up filling up it's the green can. I don't know if every town in the United States of America has separate garbage cans, but we have a gray can for our regular trash, a blue can for our recyclables, and a green can for our yard waste. So we filled up my green can with a whole bunch of dirt, and then I asked my neighbors if I could borrow their green can, and I filled theirs up with a whole bunch of grass dirt. So that last pile is all I have left to dispose of, aside from, you know, the grass I still have to pull out. But yeah, it was pretty easy and I'm super happy. Even though it just is dirt right now, I think it looks so much better than the dead grass. Pretty soon, some pavers laying down that I'm gonna recycle from this backyard, lay some bark, buy a couple plants, call it done. Which brings us to the backyard. I know you guys are all dying to know what I decided to do with the stock tank. I went with the 8-foot stock tank. It made the most sense money-wise, and it made the most sense convenience-wise. And a lot of you guys were telling me, just go with the 8-foot. It's gonna be plenty of room. Majority of the time, it's gonna be me chilling in it all by myself. Maybe me and teacher Jen, maybe me and John, maybe me and Davis. But for the most part, please, I figured 6 people could fit in the 8-foot stock tank comfortably. If there's a 7th person that wants to come over, too bad, so sad. You can come over, but you gotta sit in the sun. You can't get in the stock tank. So I ended up purchasing the 8-foot stock tank from my local Tractor Supply, $579, and I paid them an additional $50 to deliver it to me. While I could have put it not in the bed of my truck, because my bed of my truck is not 8 foot wide, it would have been resting on either side and then I could have strapped it down and it wouldn't have been a far drive. I was just like, why deal with it? Let them deliver it. They delivered it the same day. And so I have it. It's right there. I'll show it to you. 8 foot it is. Decision made. Then I went, gosh, so irritating. I went to the Home Depot. I know, Sheri, you're protesting the Home Depot, but they were supposed to have all of the other supplies I needed to seal the inside of the stock tank, the pump, the what have you. But when I got to the Home Depot and I looked around, I didn't find anything I needed. So then I asked a sales associate, I was like, hey, your website says you have X, Y, and Z. And they were like, oh, you need to order that online. That's not an in-store item. I was like, gosh, dang it. I went on the onlines, and as much as I hated to do it, I ordered everything from the Amazon. I have Amazon Prime, whereas if I would have ordered it from the Home Depot, it would have taken much longer. And I want to get the stock tank prepped this weekend so that when I'm working in the yard and doing all of the other things, I at least have a nice area to like take a dip and cool off and then get out and go do more yard work. Don't worry, I have a whole little price sheet right here. I got the Intex 10-inch crystal clear sand filter system because that's what everybody who has a stock tank uses, and so I got the same exact thing. The Hydro Life pool pre-fill water filter with calcium blocker. I personally don't want to use chlorine. Believe me, I have been putting in my time with the YouTube stock tank. I mean, the YouTube stock tank community. I've watched every single video. I have an inkling chlorine is what is discoloring the treatment that people are putting on the inside. And I also feel like the chlorine with the galvanized metal is what is causing rust to those people who don't seal the inside. I watched a very good gal. She's amazing. I mean, if you think I'm anywhere as good, she like plans her shit out and does all sorts of things. She does not fly by the seat of her pants at all. She recommended keeping your water clean and more natural way. Her channel name is Maker Gray, and she has a couple different videos on her building her very own stock tank pool, as well as a deck around the stock tank pool. And she is the one that gave me the entire idea. I'm basically gonna copy every single thing she did. So if you're kind of interested in doing a stock tank pool, I'd watch Maker Gray. She's the reason why I am not chlorinating my stock tank water. So I had to get like plunger valves, that was $30, a strainer connector and some other shit. She did say that we bought a sand filter, but instead of sand, she used pool filter media glass. And she said the reason that she did that is because it lasts a lot longer than sand, and it also filters the water better. While it might be a little bit more expensive, it pays off because you don't have to replace it as often as you would a bag of sand. So I'm just gonna go over to the Walmart and get it. It's $47. I got some AquaSilk chlorine-free pool sanitizer, some sealant, some stuff I had like plumber's tape. I didn't need to go buy that. I did buy an 8-foot round pool cover by Intex to seal and coat the inside of the pool, make sure it doesn't leak. I did a lot of research on this. There are pros and cons to everything that people are using, but I ended up going with a pond seal. It seems to be the easiest application. It's meant for underwater. It's to seal a pond, for Pete's sakes. Other people were using like truck bed liner coating. Some people were using like Rust-Oleum paint. I ended up going with the pond seal. Out of all the research, I feel it's the best choice for me. For all the supplies I needed to purchase to build this stock tank pool, I think I'm right around the $1,200 mark, which isn't bad for an 8-foot stock tank pool. $1,200, $40,000 plus for a real pool. I think $1,200 is gonna be just fine for me. I'm gonna get this stock tank all taken care of, prepped pretty much. I'm gonna wake up bright and early in the morning and prep it for the pond seal. So I do have to sand the entire inside of it. I'm gonna use my palm sander and just make quick work of it. And then I'm gonna put the pond seal in, and I think that has to dry or cure or whatever for like 48 hours or something before you can fill it up. Drill my little holes for my pool pump, get it all in place. I need to level out this ground. This is not a DIY video on how to build a stock tank pool. There are 8,000,000 videos on how to do it. I'm gonna link Maker Gray's in the description below if you guys are interested. She does a great job of it. So if you're interested, just go watch those. So are you ready to see the 8-foot stock tank? It's right here. I moved it under the canopy that we just put up so that it's nice and shaded. It's super cute. It's super big. And here I was thinking like it's gonna be too small. But now that I see it in my backyard, it's the perfect size. Dun, 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 dun. There it is. I am so super excited. Right there where it looks discolored. No, that's just dirt because I had it turned upside down. It's just dirt. Don't worry about it. It's fine. So yeah, this is it. And I am in love. And just to show you how big it is, I'm gonna lay down. It's kind of hot, but I will sacrifice the body just to show you. Stretch all the way out. I'm pointing my toes, and I'm barely can touch that edge, and my fingertips are barely touching this edge. I'm fully stretched out as long as I can be. And look at how much room. It's big enough for me and for 5 other people, because 5 other people aren't gonna be doing snow angels in it. We're just gonna be sitting up like this, leaning back, drinking a beer, chilling. I love it. I mean, look at it. I'm feeling cool already. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That is your Real Life Friday update. I just want you guys all to know that because of you, I'm in a really good spot right now. I have a renewed outlook on my house, this area, what's going on with my yards. I'm loving every minute of it, and I couldn't have gotten to this spot without all of your guys' comments below. Like, I couldn't have. But don't worry, I know I said that this isn't a DIY Wednesday video. I'm not gonna show you the trials and tribulations of getting this pool ready. I will show it to you once I have it in place. It's all fully sealed and I have water in it. And then I will definitely be taking you along on the journey of the front yard remodel, the backyard remodel, the deck that's happening. I'm going to keep costs really low. I'm going to try to recycle any materials that I can for landscaping. I'm gonna do the very, very bare minimum out front just to give it a little zhuzh, a little curb appeal. But I know I am not the bad neighbor, because you know why? You guys told me I wasn't. So there you have it, and there it is. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to ring that notification bell because you are not gonna wanna miss all of the updates. You're gonna wanna see the journey because I feel like it's gonna be a pretty good journey. There may be some hard times, there may be some good times. There may be some times where I'm laying in dirt, just crying my eyes out. You never know, so that's why you need to ring that notification bell. Be sure to share this video with your family and friends, and as always, thanks for hanging out.